All right, let's take you through our top story on voters being dropped from the electoral rolls across the length and breadth of the country. We're nearly seeing a 13% drop. Now, that could be corrected. If your name is dropped, you could go and re-enroll, check for your documents. If it is correct and credible, then you could be back on the list if your name is dropped. But the numbers are huge and worrisome. A total of 6.56 crore electors across India, that's nearly 13% of registered voters in India, have been deleted from the draft rolls across 9 states and 3 union territories in the second round of the Election Commission's Special Intensive Revision, or the SIR as it's called. That's a sharp jump from the 8.3% deletions that was seen in the first SIR exercise that happened in Bihar last year. Now, with the publication of the draft roll in Uttar Pradesh on Tuesday, data released by the chief electoral officers in all 12 states and UTs, in fact, from what we understand, data released from all 12 states and union territories show a clear pattern. The total number of electors has fallen from 50.9 crore on October 27th when the SIR was announced to 44.4 crores today. Nowhere is the scale more striking than Uttar Pradesh. So Uttar Pradesh really is alarming. In UP alone, nearly 2.89 crore voters' names have been deleted, just in UP alone. Out of 15.4 crore registered voters, only 12.5 crore names remain in the draft list. That's a deletion rate of nearly 18.7%, the highest in the country that we see in Uttar Pradesh so far. The Election Commission says that this is routine cleanup. Opposition says this is democracy under strain. According to the Chief Electoral Officer of Uttar Pradesh, Navdeep Rinwa, the deletions break down like this. If I could tell you, 1.29 crore voters, that's about 8.4%, have been said to be permanently out of Uttar Pradesh. They've moved out of Uttar Pradesh, so they've shifted. In Uttar Pradesh, nearly 46 lakh, nearly 3% are marked as deceased, and 25 lakh were removed as duplicate entries. 79 lakh voters, over 5% that is, were listed as untraceable. In addition, nearly 7.74 lakh voters collected enumeration forms but never returned them and were removed from the roll altogether. 2.89 crores, that's a massive number. The claims and objections window is now open though. If your names are not there in the list, then you could raise an objection and seek to enroll your name at the earliest. It's open from January 6th to February 6, 2026. Voters can apply using Form 6. So far, 15 lakh applications have already been received. The final voter list will finally be published only in March. March 6th is the date. But numbers have triggered intense political reactions. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has publicly acknowledged the concern, saying that don't worry, it's not your voters, it's our voters who have lost out. 85 to 90% of the deleted voters belong to the BJP's own support base. That's what Yogi says. An admission that even the ruling party is uneasy with. The BJP has hoped to replicate what it calls a smooth SIR exercise in Bihar. In fact, instead, Uttar Pradesh has now become the most contentious case. Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav has accused the government of being anti-democratic and anti-constitution, alleging that genuine voters are being excluded on a massive scale. And this is not limited to Uttar Pradesh alone. The SIR began on October 27th across 12 states and union territories, covering nearly half of India's electorate. Uttar Pradesh's 18.7% deletion rate is more than double of that of other large states like West Bengal, Rajasthan and Bihar. Draft voter lists have now been published in West Bengal, Rajasthan, Goa, Puducherry and Lakshadweep. In all of them, deletions have been justified on grounds of death, migration, duplication and failure to submit forms. But the scale has deepened political fault lines. Congress, Samajwadi Party, DMK have all staged protests now against the ongoing exercise in West Bengal and in Uttar Pradesh and the other states. In fact, particularly Mamata Banerjee of West Bengal has escalated her confrontation with the EC, alleging that mobile applications developed by the BJP's IT cell were illegally being used during the SIR process to deliberately delete voters, legitimate voters. The Election Commission has, of course, categorically denied these allegations. So, we're asking some genuine questions here as to how such a mammoth number was dropped. Was it really genuine? Are genuine voters being dropped? Is this administrative lapse? Can those voters really realistically re-enroll before the list freezes? Crores of names have disappeared from the electoral rolls. So this is no longer a clerical issue. It certainly becomes political, and that's what's happened here. Let me bring in our guest joining us, Sharath Vivedi, spokesperson of the BJP. We have Dr. Pooja Tripathi, Congress spokesperson, and Mamata Banerjee, who is a former joint director of the Election Commission of India. Thanks very much, all of you. I'll start with Dr. Mamata Banerjee. As a former joint director of the EC, you could tell us or probably explain to us, sir, on the numbers that we see, staggering numbers from Uttar Pradesh, 2.89 crore voters have been dropped from the list. It's unimaginable. I can't believe that that many names were just lying around on the voters list without, I mean, those are not, they were not even checked. EC did not even look into the lists all these years. I mean, it's hard to believe that there was no proofing done all these years, and now finally when they decided to do SIR, they've dropped 2.89 crores. So all these years the EC has turned a blind eye. How does this really work?
Nabila, might we have seen in case of the Bihar. First, we have done it SIR process in Bihar. Before the election, Bihar, we have deleted from the voter list 65 lakh voters, and 22 lakh voters were included in the new list from the new voter list. So at that time, 65 lakh voters were deleted. So I can say, you are the witness and everybody is witness. The 5 voters have not come. So they are wrongly deleted by the Election Commission of India. Other BLO's mistake. Now you see, this, no doubt India has the biggest state, that is the Uttar Pradesh. And Uttar Pradesh, you can see in every district you can go. So average is 16%. That means 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh, not more than. In case of the Lucknow, the capital of Uttar Pradesh, that is 12 lakhs vote are deleted. Why? These voters are related with the demise of their and after the permanently shifted from there and double listed there in the list. That's why they were deleted from that. So totally you can approximately can you see this is not a big number. In case of the 2 crore 89 lakh means this is a big number, but you see the big state is also there, and this is not illegally done. And we have a time for 1 month, so there is no hue and cry. You can go and submit any details, and all party leaders have the list also, the related list also with them, and all clarification is given to by the BLOs to everyone. I mean, voter they can ask. So election commission is doing fairly, and you can appreciate. After the independence, we have the voting agents, we have the counting agents. The first time election commission has introduced with the BLOs, the BLAs for all the parties. What the stakeholder? We are registering the election commission of India, maybe the small party or the big party. So everybody has right to put with my BLOs the 2 BLAs to assist them. Why? They can see if any problem is there, any favorism is doing, so they can check it out. So they can check. So like I heard about the Samajwadi Party, PDA, so the PDA assistants are there. They have aligned. So they have done it with my BLOs. So if any disfunction is done by the BLO, they can go to the AERO. And assistant returning officer is doing anything, we can just state election commissioner office is there. So they can speak to them, they can write to them, they can phone them. So these are the things, everything in the eyes of the person and voter and our party person. So they cannot say that the vote chori or any blame for the Election Commission of India. So they are defaming actually. That's why this is the problem with them. Otherwise, we have the rectification for 1 month. They have introduced there, form number 6 is there, form number 7 is there, form number 8 is also there. So there is no problem. And every time this will be accepted. And one thing more important for your public and your party and everyone, what I'm going to tell you, before the nomination of the 10 days before, they can include in the voter list. So this is a good idea for the everyone.
Sir, what I'm not able to understand is that 2.89 crore voters who've been deleted off the list. Okay, I can understand so many people have died and they're they've moved. But people who are legitimate voters have been dropped off the list. I don't understand how, because I in fact put it up on my Twitter myself, and I saw a lot of comments of people saying that my name is there, my parents' name is not there, or that my name is not there, and I have given all the documents and proof, but I don't understand why my name is not there. So is this a
Nabila, this is
clerical
the
issue
draft
that people
list.
have to bear the brunt for? Why do the Aam Janta have to pay a price and run around and be chased around to prove that they're a citizen and they can vote? And they can exercise their franchise, that they have to, basically that's their basic right, that they want to, but their name is not on the list despite showing their documents. A lot of them have actually put it out on Twitter, on X platform, saying that their family members' names are not there, their names are there, something or the other. There's mismatch. Basically, it's chaotic, and a lot of them don't even have the motivation to go and apply.
Nabila, in list, this is the draft list, and in every column, we have submitted to the all party leaders. The list is there. So there, why this is dropped, why it is not added, the reason is thereof. You can see
Sir,
the reason. And
13%
the
voters
reason
in
they
the
have
whole
removed, they
country.
kept
Just
in the list.
imagine. Sir, I mean, 13% voters in the entire country, their names have been dropped. So from 50 crores that the registered names that were on the voters list
No, no.
across 9 states and union territories, now 44 crores. 6.5 crores names have been deleted. I'm just
Nabila,
appalled. That's like equal to the size of two Delhis.
Nabila, you are correct, but I am telling you, some problems is there. They can submit some papers, some objection is there. They can remove the objection. They will be certainly included in the voter list. And this is the digital process. This time this will done. This is finally. So next time there is any problem for the Election Commission of India or any voter or any stakeholder, any party leaders. This is a very fair case now.
Sir, I mean, to be honest, heart of heart, I do believe that the electoral rolls, voters list must be cleaned up. If there are fakes, it should be deleted. If there are people who have died, then there's no point. That shouldn't be misused. That should be deleted. If people have moved, then maybe in one state, if they're deleted, then they should come up in another state. But I just hope it's fair game. There's no malice or practice that's happening behind this. That's what I fear. And I somehow, looking at the numbers, the staggering numbers of 2.8 crores, 3 crores, I mean, these are numbers being dropped just so casually, but we don't realize these are voters, these are people. Right, if I could bring in the Congress spokesperson, Pooja Tripathi, on your view, we know the opposition in Uttar Pradesh has been really going after the Election Commission and the BJP. What's your take on that? 2.89 crores voters deleted in Uttar Pradesh. If I could remind our viewers, Uttar Pradesh did not perform very well in the recently held Lok Sabha elections. It was the Mahagathbandhan that fared fairly well. So if anything, we believe that the India Alliance has been accusing the BJP of trying to delete your voter base. But BJP today, Yogi Adityanath came and said, if anything, 80-90% of the deleted voters are our people, our voter base.
Nobody can
Nabila,
claim.
questions again. What is SIR exercise? SIR exercise is a massive disenfranchisement exercises that has been let loose on Indian voters. You just said that, is it a fair game? Is there or no malice? We look at 23, we look at the whole second phase of SIR exercise. 23 lakh women voters have been, the right of voting has been taken away from them. And if we look at the 5 key districts that have experienced the maximum deletions, the Muradabad, Saharanpur, Muzaffarnagar, Rampur, and Sambal, with more than 50 to 60% Muslim votes. And that goes us to question, if 2.82 crore, that's a staggeringly big number, and it's exactly the same population that Uttar Pradesh stood at 14 years before in 2012. So you meant to say that there has been no additions and the whole hoopla around घुसपैठियों को. So are we accepting that 2.82 crore people were घुसपैठिया in Uttar Pradesh? Well, are you trying to say that? And when many people must have written to you on Twitter too, and many people have been telling us that people who have attained age more than 80 plus years, and then have been names have been automatically deleted. And the onus is now on the voters to to go to SDM, to go to returning officer, and prove that yes, I'm still alive, I'm still residing. And do you believe that 2.82 crore people would go and file and petition, file a complaint saying their names have been wrongfully deleted if the numbers are to be believed true? And that's why our own AICC General Secretary Gurdeep Sappal's family moved from Ghaziabad to Noida, and his whole family's name has been deleted. And the CEO UP is saying that they haven't received any form, and they are going on record and saying that they have filled all the forms required, all the domicile, 10 certificate, and everything. But their family's name is not on the list. And it's just one Gurdeep Sipal. He might have all the resources and means to go to the SDM and file it. But do other people have it? And that's why we are questioning this whole exercise, the whole, the citizenship checking exercise that has been packaged as SIR. If you look at the two SIRs that were, running parallelly in Uttar Pradesh, if we talk about Uttar Pradesh, the State Election Commission was carrying out a panchayat draft voter list revision according to the 2020 through, and the Election Commission was carrying out this SIR exercise. If you look at the numbers, there's a staggering differences in numbers. The draft list that has been released in December 2025, the total rural electorate stands at 12.7 crore. And if we add the urban electorate to the panchayat list, 3 to 4 electorate, so the list, the SIR list stands at 12 point some crores, and the panchayat list stands at 16.1 crore. So why the staggering differences in the massive difference this is? And that's what we are saying. The whole design is faulted. And when Election Commission in after the Bihar voter list deletion, they said that they have bunged the deduplication software, they're not using it. So why they've again resorted to it? There's one Amartya Sen who has won a Nobel Prize in economics, and he has been served notice as to he has to prove that he's an Indian citizenship. Person whose every country in the world is ready to give a citizenship, our honorary election commission has asked him to prove that he's an Indian citizenship. So there are people like that, many people, crores and crores of people, and with this kind of staggering numbers, 13%, 18.72%, close to 20% of the voters have been deleted from the voter list. Does the government hold any legitimate grounds to be stay in government if they are claiming that 2.82 crore voters have been deleted? So many voters have been deleted in West Bengal and Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, everywhere.
No,
So
I mean, I'm just seeing, I'm seeing an overall number today, and the overall number showed 13% drop in voters across India. So that's nearly 6.5 crores voters' names that have been deleted. When was the last time, Sir Amin, an SIR drive was carried out, and how does it work? Year on year, does not the Election Commission check to see if people have died, or if people have moved from one house, from one state to another state? Isn't it updated in the electoral rolls? How can this number come up? 6.5 crore voters in India have deleted. What explains this? And people who are dead are not accounted for so many years.
Nabila, every elections before 6 years, 6 months before, we have to update all lists.
Okay.
And we cannot say anything 100%. This is 99%. We can say 1% discrepancy is always there. Means tomorrow you have the voting, and before that, so many people can die. So this is not, we can say 100%. This is 99%.
So 99% accuracy, you're saying, every year before elections, or before every Lok Sabha elections, or all state elections?
All elections, assembly and parliament, both. Not in panchayat. She was mentioning the panchayat and other thing that is done by the state commission.
Okay, so let's talk about assembly and parliament, both elections in every state and the country collectively. Before the elections, a few months earlier to the elections, you all do a thorough check.
Yeah, this is routine checkup. But this is the extensive SIR. Why? So many objections were raised by the opposition parties after the Maharashtra and Delhi and Haryana. They have blamed to the election commission that so many voters are given privilege to include for the BJP party, the ruling party, and lakhs of the people voter list were deleted from their opposition parties. That's why the election commission has think over that and after that he decided for the SIR, and this was done at the time 2002, 3 and 4. So after that long period, they want to revise it. So that's why they revise it. This is a routine exercise. Earlier we have also the SIR process.
So it's routine exercise. It can't be. This number is just not routine to me. This is a massive number. It's not. Doesn't sound routine to me at all.
This is the Nabila. This is a draft list. So nothing to worry. They can include. They can submit their form. They can submit any objection, any surname or the father name. So they can correct it in form number 7, 8 number shifted person can fill up the form. New work for 6.
Let me bring in Sharath Trivedi, who's also been patiently waiting. Mr. Trivedi, I've just quoted what Yogi Adityanath said. As much as the opposition accuses the BJP of benefiting from the SIR drive, dropping names which are not in favor of you, here, I mean, of course, unfounded allegations. There's no proof to say that, but this is an assumption that EC and BJP are in cahoots. But today Yogi says that nearly 90% of the voters who have been deleted are BJP vote base. How do you say that with such certainty?
Well, first of all, I must thank my friend Pooja, because he said that this is a process of disenfranchisement of the people, and this process was laid down by Congress and the Representation of People's Act 1950. And this act, section 21, subsection 3 says that this process has to be exercised on a periodical basis. This was done in 2003 and it is being repeated this time. Now, what has been the result is it is up to the Election Commission. If they have got anything against the Election Commission, they can go to the court, and I can read out the 3 points from the order of the court in after the before the Bihar election and after the SIR which was conducted there. Justice Suryakant and Jyotimala Bagchi told Association of Democratic Reforms ADR Counsel Prashant Bhushan, how can we trust you after the false affidavits that you have filed? Not once did they show anybody's name was deleted without due process of law. All parties have expressed satisfaction and no appeal has been filed against the deletions. Not a single case of deletion, unlawful deletion was filed by any political party whatsoever. This is the Supreme Court order. Now, if they have got any objection against it, even we are concerned about it, that there are 2.89 crore people have been wiped out from the electoral rolls. But we have full faith in the Election Commission. We are not saying vote chori, we are not saying election chori, we are not coming out with any such wild claims. And if they have got any objection against this, they have got, as Dr. Amin has said just now, that they have got 1 month to go to the Election Commission. They can go to the senior officer, they can go to the SDM and file their complaint, whatever may be the consequence. Whatever may have been, whatever happened in their particular case, they can go to the concerned authority and go and appeal. So this is just a draft. They've been given 1 month, and even after that, if they are not satisfied, they can go to the Supreme Court. If for Afzal Guru, honorable judges of the Supreme Court can be woken up at 3:30 at night, at least in this matter, they can be woken up. What is the problem? Whatever is left of the Congress party, still they have got top lawyers with them. Mr. Chidambaram is a top lawyer. Why can't he go and take a stay order from the court? Rather than coming out with wild allegations, everybody is concerned about it. There's so many people have been deleted. Unfortunately, the state government or the central government can't prevent people. It's a free country. We can't prevent people from going one place to the other. We can't prevent people from dying of natural causes. If that is happening, then it is an alarming situation. But if the Election Commission is coming out with a draft, we trust the Election Commission. We have full faith in the Election Commission, and in case anybody is concerned, he can go to the authority, and if he or she is not satisfied, you can go to the Supreme Court. There is no problem whatsoever. But unnecessary accusing the impartiality of the Election Commission, which is a highly respected body, which is even going and advising election commissions in various countries. At least
I'm just a little surprised, and of course people say this too, right? And Mr. Amin says before 5-6 months, 3 months before elections, Assembly or Lok Sabha, they do a thorough check. So if at Lok Sabha happened in 2022, and before that, a year before that, Assembly happened in Uttar Pradesh. So barely 3 years ago itself, a check was done. 2 checks were done. Then now 2.89 crores have been dropped in this SIR. Just seems so unbelievable and something that we can't digest. This number is mammoth. Don't you think,
Yes,
sir?
everybody is concerned about it. But we trust the impartiality of the Election Commission. We are not casting any aspersions against them. Whatever may be the consequence, we may lose the election or the opposition may lose the election, but we have full trust in the Election Commission. And whatever is that final draft, we are waiting for the draft to come out and then we'll do whatever is required.
About all of, I mean, I know you're not a EC spokesperson, but what would you say, sir, as a central government where BJP is at the center? People are really calling this a very tedious process. They say that their family members' names are missing, one or the other is missing on the list, and then to actually get them to re-enroll, it's as if the burden is on citizens to prove their citizenship again. So, what would be a word of advice to those people who are feeling aggrieved?
We are talking about a population almost the size of Europe. It's a mammoth population, it's a mammoth exercise, and there might have been mistakes. Dr. Amin has also said that there might be some mistakes and they've been given chances to correct it. Every individual, it's not only the duty of the people, it is also the right of the people to do it. So they must go to the higher authority, get the matter sorted out. And we are waiting for the final draft, the final list.
Ms. Pooja says some constituencies like Saharanpur, and she listed a few where minorities dominate there. Their name, that's where the large chunks of voters have been deleted. What would be your response to that?
Listen, we have just received a charge from the Puja that the minority voters are deleted from Saharanpur, Muzaffarnagar and the other places were dominated by the Muslims. But I am going to recollect their memory. That's why she has not counted the Prayagraj. Prayagraj is also Hindu place and there is a worship place, and even in Ayodhya, in the Ram place you can find lot of the voters are deleted. What is that? So these you cannot say like that. In the capital, in the Lucknow, you can 12 lakh voters are deleted. So you cannot blame like the Hindu Muslim.
Pooja, let's bring in Pooja. She wanted to say, Pooja, you missed out Ayodhya. Was it a conscious decision not to mention Ayodhya?
I want to bring out a very serious notice that 23 lakh women voters, 23 lakh, Nabila, 23 lakh women have been disenfranchised from their right to vote. We are talking about, let's go to there, and I just quoted Gurdeep Sappa's, examples, and COUP, I'm just giving, narrowing on that example. COUP told Gurdeep Sappa to fill out Form 6, and he has uploaded this Form 6 copy on internet, saying that there is only one provision that I am applying to her inclusion in electoral roll for the first time. We all know that any false undertaking is punishable under Section 31 of Representation of People's Act 1950. There is no provision in Form 6 for voters who have shifted their addresses. And now they are claiming कि आप court जाइए, ये जाइए. This is one technical thing that, you are asking the voter to give a false undertaking that you have been included in the electoral list for the first time, and their generations have voted. Every members have voted, and this has been pointed out by one person. I'm again saying he has all the means and resources to reach to SDM to put it on Twitter, saying that Form 6 has this technical mistakes. But what about 2.82 crore voters who have been disenfranchised? Do they have the means and resources to claim out, bring out this discrepancy in the open? No. So that's why we are saying this whole haste exercises. We saw how multiple BLOs committed suicide. This haste timeline, this massive disenfranchisement that's getting women, everyone is getting deleted from voter rolls. And the answer that we can go to court, go to Supreme Court, go to SDM, go to returning officer if you have any complaints. That's not how the way functional democracy works.
Mr. Trivedi?
That is where the political parties come in picture. You have got BLAs in every constituency, in every block. Why don't you ask those people to go to the...
I am pointing out a technical fault in the Form 6.
Submitted to the Election Commission.
I am pointing out a
why the
technical
political
fault
parties
in
are
Form
there.
6.
If you are claiming such wild allegations, then you go to the people, get their right.
Again, you are saying wild allegations.
No. What she says, Mr. Trivedi, she says that the form itself is faulty. Maybe Mr. Amin could answer that. Mr. Amin, the form is faulty. So then there's nobody else you can blame except for the EC.
No. I'm going to tell you why she has not counted the Ayodhya. Why she has
No,
not
no,
counted
sir,
the,
but specifically answer what she's asking. She's
what is
talking
that?
about the form being the form 6. She says there's a fault in it. What is the fault? Would you explain, Pooja?
The form 6 has no criteria for having a criteria that I have shifted my address. It says that you have to enroll yourself as a first time voter, and any false undertaking given under the form is a section 31
No. Farm
punishment.
number 6 is saying that you are the Indian citizen and you want to roll your as a voter
For the
in
first
voter
time.
list. Yeah.
Yeah, for the first
This
time.
is
There
not
is
new
no
one or the
provision
old
of somebody who shifted the address.
No. If you are not earlier the voter, you can
This
write
has
down
been
the.
pointed by General Secretary
Now,
in
every
charge,
voter
Gurdeep Sapal. There
every
is
voter be included if they are the Indian citizen. On the form, you have to sign it and submit to the BLO with their with their
asking and what they are
records.
replying is a completely different thing. I'm saying that there is no provision that I've changed my address from X to Y in the form 6,
No,
and
you can
CEO is
change.
asking me to follow form 6.
Listen, Pooja.
If
You
this
can change
undertaking
your
is
address.
punished
First,
under
you can
section 31,
surrender your card and take a certificate from that AERO, and you submit with the 7 form as 8 form and plus your surrender certificate and form number 6 also attached and submit to the other polling station. It belong to you.
They have already done that, but their names is not in the
Not
voter
at all.
list.
Okay.
They have
All
already
right.
done that. The
You have the
family has
receipt also.
All right,
In the
we've
counterfile also.
presented,
basement,
we've
he has a
given you this
counterfile.
platform to all stakeholders here to speak,
AERO,
and
you can tell the
and
AERO.
I'm sure people have either found their way to make their way back into the electoral roll, or hopefully they have political parties like yours, Pooja, who could help them, guide them into ensuring. You know, you should, ideally the opposition should be working overtime right now to ensure, if you feel that voters have been disenfranchised, you should ideally be helping them to get back on the electoral rolls. I'm not saying it's the opposition's job alone. I'm saying only if you, since you are firing salvos at the ruling, it's the ruling party's duty as well. And I'm sure the BJP knows it. But the opposition, if you really want to step up your effort, then it should be on the ground, ensuring people, guiding them back to the rolls if they are legitimate voters. But that's all I have time for. I really thank you. We have 1 month, sir, Mr. Amin. We have 1 month. February 9th.
Complete 1 month.
So if your name is not on the list, February 9th is the last day. You've got to ensure that your documents are presented and you're back on the voters list. Well, thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. Thank you.